This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hey, there's Brian Sebastian, movie reviews and more. And if it's Tuesday, first of all, we always have to give to the arts. The arts are very, very important, whether it's museums, authors, film festivals, you name it. The toy industry, the fashion industry, everything's being hit, unfortunately. And obviously, we're streaming on Talk4 TV, K4HD Radio, Talk4 Media, and streaming on over 100 outlets right now around the world. I'm getting a lot of texts on things. People are still wishing happy birthday, which is done. That was like last week to me, which is interesting. But the good thing about this is a special show because I did not book a show for once, Carol. I skipped over the 30th in the calendar date, which is strange. It never happens. So we had like an open schedule, and you said, I have someone for you. Carol's going to talk about who that was. And then my friend Roz Wolf, who helps run the Jewish Film Festival in Beverly Hills, says, I have someone. Can we get him on? I'm like, no, we can't. But then again, we can because we had time. So the good thing about this, Greg, it was perfect timing for you, perfect timing for Danny. And Terry's on the run. She'll probably get here. Rachel Roberts, she's stuck doing something in Houston, Texas. Tasha's in the studio. Howard's dancing tonight. Linda's training somebody. And who's the other one? Oh, Victoria's singing. So the whole thing about this is going to be special because we never have four people. Never, Carol, and Rebel knows that. So this is a good thing. So you guys get to have more time. Yeah. So this is 172 shows, live shows in a row. Our streak is still going, and this will be fun. And so I'm going to let Carol introduce Danny. But first of all, Greg doesn't know this. We met throughout the years. I remember going to the American film market, which is one of the best markets in the world. Throughout the day, saying, I walked in and said, what? I got to watch all these movies because I'm a movie whore. When I see photos of Eric Roberts and everybody out there, I'm like, stuff that's not even in production. I'm like, oh my God. And I was in home video then in the early 90s. And so he's been in film festivals. He's worked for Disney, Warner Brothers, and a couple other people. And I know I've dealt with him because Greg I don't think he knows that I used to be in a Radio Roundtable junket scene. It's with that. And then I got to thank Nadine Jolson for that because we just met. So she's hooking us up with another client where we don't have room for, but we will make room for them because Carol knows we never have room. So the good thing about this, when you're that former head of communications for the American film market, you can't go wrong because it's always about finding those films, whether pre-production or in production. And then when you've done it,
don't we?
We do. And that's the good thing about it. But the also thing, I like this. When you're that festival director for the artists for Film Festival in Los Angeles and Rio de Janeiro, Danny, Greg, that says something. But he's also that journalist. So he's the guy who's done a lot of great things. He's also, which is important for a lot of people, also been that Hollywood reporter because you can't go wrong with that. And Greg, you get to introduce and say your last name correctly for the audience so that I don't screw it up. Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, well, thanks, Brian. My name is Greg, and the last name is Ptacek.
And I knew that. I was only kidding. So now I'm going to turn it over to Carol because she's going to introduce Danny. We never do this. We never know what we're going to do. It's always improv. Go ahead, Carol.
It's so true. Danny, I'm so glad you're here. Before I introduce you, I just want to mention it is Giving Back Tuesday. I want to shout out Easy Way because Danny is also a part of the Easy Way Network. And being on the board of Better Vision for Children, this is something that's very important. Being a part of this family and Dreamweaver Arts, supporting artists is extremely important. And whatever your favorite way to give back is, I just invite you to jump in, take part in Give Back Tuesday, and be a part of what's going on with your generosity, because that brings in even more for you. Dani, I'm so excited you're here. It was so wonderful to meet you at InfoList, pre-Emmys event at Skybar in, on the Sunset Strip, I'll say. And you were stunning. You were standing there in this gold lame dress. And I was like, what just happened? Wow, where did she come from? And I knew I had to meet you immediately. And it was wonderful. So I'm so glad that you're here. I know that you are a media personality, an entrepreneur, and an advocate for the immigrant community with Brazilian Americans.
Yes.
Maybe even the bigger immigrant community. I'm really excited to hear about your samba dance show. I love samba. And is it Oya Brazil Samba Show?
Yes. Yes.
So, how long did you do that? Dive in and share about that. I'd love to hear more.
Thank you. First of all, thanks for having me over on the show, Brian, Carol, and nice to meet you, Greg. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm around the film festivals in LA for a long time. I love film industry. It's my passion. Besides the dancing, right? It's all kind of arts. And I have been a dancer for over many, many years, but I won't say the years because my age is going to be like screen right now. But yeah, so since a little girl, I was been dancing, ballet, jazz, everything. But when arriving in America 26 years ago, you can do the math now. No, I was just kidding. And then when I come to America, I say, you know what? Everybody's doing ballet, jazz, hip hop, everything. So I want to bring my culture over here. I want to show the best of my culture. Now the Brazilian, the carnival, because it's so happy. You bring happiness, you bring people to feel good. The drumming, the colors. And then it's the best I can do it, and to show my culture. And samba represents Brazil, and samba over here in Los Angeles. And then for a while, and then also abroad, so into all kind of place with my company. So I was really, really fortunate to have this, opportunity to show my culture not only in the US, but all over the place. Yeah. And then to grow from there. And Oya Brazil Samba Show, it is my passion because I'm a passionate dancer. I'm a passionate artist. And that made possible to meet easy, and a lot of another people that are so wonderful and help me so much to thrive in my path over here in Los Angeles. So Oya Brazil Samba Show is my first, like Daniela Brazil. It is me like years ago, but now I'm here, the new one, the new Dani Kelly. With the podcast, the studio, having podcast and talking to people like you guys. And I'm so honored. Thank you.
I know you were known as Daniela Brazil with this, like you were just mentioning, and you were in Hong Kong and Singapore and Asia, all over the world, doing this, as well as Los Angeles and the greater area. So it's really interesting, what your experiences were in this. And also you mentioned in your bio the celebrities that you connected with as a media personality, and I bet that was really wonderful.
Yes, for me to come from Brazil and be able, because when you're in Brazil, you're a little girl watching all those movies, American movies, the lifestyle, you just dream about it. And I never thought I would come to Los Angeles, and I never thought I would come to Hollywood. So for me, it was a very distant, far dream to watch Michael Jackson, Madonna, all the music videos and the movies, Back to Future. And I'm like, this is like so far. And then suddenly I arrive here and starts to meet all the celebrities. I was part of awards, Nickelodeon awards, and also I now will come to my mind, but all tons of awards and film festivals. Walk the red carpet, like Beverly Hills Film Festival. I don't know if Greg know Nino, and then. And being part of this, this environment for me was like a dream coming true, and it's being a bit dream coming true if I work hard, because nothing comes easy, right?
The fun thing about that, Greg, is when you work hard, and you've done a lot of stuff. I don't think the audience will know this. Anybody from around the world, because we have a big audience outside the U.S. too. Hollywood Film Festival, Hollywood Parks Film Festival, Hollywood Reporter, and you being a journalist, you're one of the few that have done everything when you put that into that, because worlds, movies, fitness, fashion, everything goes into this. I said in 2014 when I was helping run the Hollywood Film Festival, that film festivals are dead. They are, but I have hope for yours, because I just saw Becoming Vera, which I thought was a great opening night film, which is coming. So for the audience out there, October 6th to the 12th, Greg's going to talk about this film festival, but a little bit about his background, because you've been picking movies for a long time, and you know what it's like to run a film festival, and it's not gotten easier. So now when it comes to the podcast world, we're not doing junkets anymore. I just did 3 interviews today with Guy Pearce, DeWanda Wise. She was in Jurassic Park for their Killing Faith, and we're going to show a trailer in a little bit. But the entertainment world is different. The media world is different. Everything is different, and everything is still connected, but a lot tighter. Talk about why you started this, and also, the Downtown Film Festival, which was one great that you did. And I didn't know that you did the Rio de Janeiro one. Tell us about all of that. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah. Well, the origin story of this film festival begins in 2000, when a group of film activists, if you will, on that part of Los Angeles, which was then called the East Side, and later that border was moved east of downtown LA, but it was the Silver Lake, Los Feliz Echo Park community. We wanted to begin a film festival that reflected our community and showcased independent filmmakers. All the other film festivals were based on the West Side. So Silver Lake Film Festival began as a community event in 2000. And by 2005, we were a full-fledged film festival, 7 days. By 2007, we had grown so big that we grew out of our 2 screening venues, which were the historic Vista Theater and the Los Feliz Theater. So we decided to rebrand ourselves and move downtown and rename ourselves to Downtown Los Angeles Film Festival, kind of following where the independent film community themselves were moving as they were priced out of Silver Lake and Los Feliz and Echo Park. But that nonprofit organization behind Silver Lake and DTLA, the same one behind Hollywood Park Film Festival, the new film festival.
Talk about your background of writing also, because writing is a lost art. There's not a lot of people reading books, which is kind of sad. I miss the days when I would read, Variety, Hollywood, Hollywood Reporter, when they would go neck and neck, and then I would read my USA Today. So I was, people spend $7 on a coffee at Starbucks. I was spending $7 a day reading Monday through Friday, and I would save it because I wanted to read everything in it because it was important.
Well, that was the day when there were 2 main daily newspapers covering exclusively the entertainment industry. And they were fierce competitors. So every day I would get to look at what my competitors' stories were and which ones I missed and which ones I got. So it was a kind of a experience and situation that just doesn't exist anymore in journalism, that kind of head-to-head competition with another daily newspaper. But it was great training for becoming what I eventually did, was the Hollywood publicist. So I worked as the head of home video entertainment PR for New Line. I was a West Coast publicity director for Gramercy, which was
they had some great films. I remember going to the office. All that stuff was great. And for those people who don't realize this, what Greg is starting to talk about, this is where a lot of independent films came out of, which were really, really great. And I came out of the home video business, so I did a lot of those things for like New Line. New Line is part of, Warner Brothers. Underneath Warner Brothers is like right now. But what it comes down to, Austin Powers, Freddy Krueger. That was part of New Line Cinema. All of those.
The Lord of the Rings. No one wanted to touch that because they thought it was too expensive and they would never earn their money back. Of course, it just made New Line a fortune. And then I went on to from Gramercy, which was a joint venture between Polygram and Universal, best known probably for Four Weddings and a Funeral, which was their big breakout hit. Then I went to Disney, and then I went to the American film market, which is where I met Brian.
Wow.
So, Danny, I know you've heard about a lot of these things because, as he's talking about Four Weddings and a Funeral, this is when we did a lot of in-person junkets and stuff like that. So I think of when Penelope Cruz came over, Salma Hayek came over, a lot of that great talent. I was reminding Guy Pearce, when the Australians came over, him, Russell Crowe, Nicole Kidman coming over, that pack of Australians in the early 90s, that talent was there. And then you have South America, all of that stuff coming in there too. And again, I mean, I love my Brazilian friends, my Portuguese friends, my Colombian friends, and they do listen to the show around the world because they chat with us all the time on WhatsApp. So I really, really like that. Danny, what made you want to come over? Because you started to talk about that a little bit, and you are in the film world a little bit too.
Yes, what made me come over was the opportunity to have in America, in all kind of industry, not just in film, but everything. I was talking earlier today on the podcast that we have American culture all over the place, all over the world, all over the globe. It's a lot of marketing about American culture everywhere. So we grow up, you're in the country, you grow up watching how you go to school, to college, watch movies, how is your breakfast, your daily lives, So we are in your country, you're watching your culture. What was going to happen? You wanted to go to America. You want to go to see Mickey Mouse. You wanted to go to Hollywood, check it out. And it's like not only myself, but everyone wants to be here. So the way the movies are portrayed makes us want the need to come to America. And also because of the American dream, like we grow up watching movies and the news talking about how consolidated it is America. That's what makes us, I want to be there. I wanted to achieve the American dream. So it's not an isolating case. It's everyone. Imagine the whole world wants to be here. So, and for me, particular, because I was a dancer since I was 4 years old, so I wanted to see what I could achieve with my dance, what I had learned, and then to share also my experience as a Brazilian over here. So that's what it's like to be a Brazilian in America. Yes.
I think she's leaning into, your advocacy with the immigrant communities. And I think it's so important. I've been living in Chile for the past 12 years. And so I understand what it's like to be an immigrant, but I also really understand exactly what you're talking about with the media, the music, the movies. Coachella is in Santiago every year. It's a big deal to be able to come and have this experience, like you were saying, but then arriving and being here is a whole different story, isn't it?
It is a challenge because you have to overcome your what you have already, right? Your traditions, and to learn a new word, to learn everything new again. Even though it's yourself, you have to leave that old self on the side. Not to change, but you have to now learn new culture, new language, and now the new system is a big process to be immigrant. It's not easy to be immigrant, and I tell all my American friends to be to understand. I know you're not in my shoes, but to understand, you have a passion, you have a love, you have a goal, you have a dream. But even though you're here, it's not being easy for all immigrants to be over here. And most of the immigrants love this country, and they honor and they value so much to be over here. So I understand the loss. I understand what's happening. I totally understand. But also, I understand that we are a mix of so many diversity over here, and what is makes the beauty of America.
Hey, Greg, I'm going to show a clip which is not one of yours yet. I got to show Killing Faith because it's coming out before your festival. Let's take a look at this really quickly.
Sweet.
That little girl of yours, you know you're not supposed to be in town with her.
She needs help.
Well, see to it Doc Steelbender comes take a look at her.
Tell me what's it like to be a doctor who can't save a life.
I'll let you know next time you find yourself sick.
I need to get her to Preacher Ross. He gonna save her.
Some preacher hocus pocus ain't gonna make a damn bit of difference.
You don't believe in the devil, Doctor?
Tall tales and fictions. Excuse us. We're looking for some water.
Well, now that's something we have plenty of.
They were after you, girl.
Why would they be after her?
This child carries in her all that is wicked.
We gotta go. He took her. He took her.
I shall release her through the righteous power of these hands.
No!
I understand trying all you can to save what's yours.
Ain't no running from it, is it?
There is such evil in this world.
Not particularly one for evil.
Well, what if you're wrong?
Now, that's not one of Greg's, but I had to show that first.
Great cast. Yeah.
But, the thing about that is, it's good to talk to Guy Pearce. I hadn't talked to him in a long time. For the audience, he was in LA Confidential for that movie, if anybody remembers that. Warner Brothers, Greg, I know you remember that, with Russell Crowe, the Australians coming and playing the Americans.
Right.
The thing about all of that stuff is this film is out through Shout, Factory Shout Studios, Radiant Entertainment. It's a really good film. And DeWanda Wise, this is a woman to watch. She's really, really good. And the little girl, this is her debut. Emily Ford, beautiful. This film scared me because it's got suspense and fear into those into Western. Hey, Greg, Let's talk about what's going on with you now. When you get into film festivals, it's not easy to do any of these things, is it?
Well, no, it's always hard to run a nonprofit. Yeah, and it's always hard to fundraise. It's even harder when your brand is new. So even though we've been around and produced successfully film festivals for the last 25 years, including Artivist Film Festival, which was the one out of Brazil, Brian, that you mentioned. It was a documentary film festival focused on activism. So we've been doing this 25 years, but it's a brand new name. So we have to introduce people to the new name of the film festival and frankly, to Hollywood Park. Everyone's been probably over Hollywood Park as they came into LAX. It's 3 miles east of LAX, 5 miles from the beach. They may even recognize SoFi Stadium, that new architectural landmark, the biggest football stadium in the country, which will be the site of the opening day ceremonies for the Summer Olympics when they return to Los Angeles. But a lot of people probably remember a relative going to Hollywood Park, the racetrack, right? The thoroughbred horse racing track, which was built. It was established in 1937 and called Hollywood Park, not because of its location, because it's miles away from the geographic community of Hollywood, but because Hollywood moguls and A-list stars of the golden era actually financed it. So we think we're coming full circle now with Hollywood Park and finally bringing back Hollywood to Hollywood Park.
Hey, Greg, we're going to see if we can take a look at this trailer, Becoming Vera, in a minute, which is really, really good. And then Terry just jumped on, but Carol, tell everybody who you are.
I'm Carol Register. I am a neuro coach. So I created the Neuro Wealth Method, which is a combination of universal wealth laws with neuroscience principles. I specialize in taking women who are at 6 figures to 7+ figures. I also work with those who are wealthy and miserable. Anybody ever met somebody like that? Because wealth magnifies, money magnifies who we are. So the money doesn't solve the issues. We get to go deeper and do that so we can live with fulfillment, have our cake and eat it too. I also run retreats down at my place in southern Chile, complete nervous system and wealth resets. And in addition to that, I have a podcast called Unleashed and Unstoppable. Sorry. Over my words, Unleashed and Unstoppable. And we're in our 3rd year. We've got over 180 episodes, completely free. We talk all about the neuroscience of leadership, health, and wealth. So I'm glad to be here with you.
All right, Terry, before we get to you, we're going to show this trailer of Vera first, and we'll get back to Terry.
You're an amazing pianist. And Latin jazz? That's like the most difficult music ever.
Did you get paid?
Not yet.
We need to figure something out for food.
Let's go.
Did you prepare anything?
Kinda. I don't have a piano, but it's all in my head.
Your hands are shaking. Do you get nervous when you play in front of people? If you do, you can't be a pianist.
I can make this work.
Oh, well, another little girl with a big dream everywhere.
People say that everybody has some gift. That's a fucking lie. Because having a gift is the rarest thing there is.
Vera Hernandez.
Wow.
Hey, Greg, talk about this film. I know what it's like to pick films for a film festival. It's not easy, and a lot of good films aren't always picked in, but people don't always understand why. Talk about why Becoming Vera is the opening night, which is an excellent film.
I'm still hearing the music, Brian.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg, we just lost your voice. Okay, Greg.
You have a Portuguese song with the Brazilian music.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey,
Greg, we lost your volume.
Yeah, there's just a song on repeat. From that trailer.
Greg, come off on mute. Greg, you're on mute.
Your mic. There's a mic is mute. Your mic is mute.
There we go. So that's off. All right, Greg, you're on mute. While Greg's figuring out, there you go.
I got it. Sorry.
So, go ahead, Greg.
About Becoming Vera. So I was saying this was the unanimous choice of our program team. Part of it is it's a classic storyline. So it is the story of a young person with amazing artistic talent who has one chance to pursue her dream. And if she fails, she goes back to her life in the working class. We've seen this story over and over again. Recently in a film like Coda, back in the 90s, Flashdance. So it's that tension of, okay, here's the one big chance, and is she going to make it or is she going to break it? Beyond that, it's just a wonderfully diverse cast. And our whole film festival and the nonprofit organization behind it is about promoting diversity in cinema and doing it in the film capital of the world. So it ticked all those boxes, and I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Wow.
And talk about opening night and where people can get tickets from too.
Yeah, so you can just Google Hollywood Park Film Festival or Film Festival at Hollywood Park, and our website will come up, and you can buy tickets directly online, or you can come to the theater itself. Opening night is October 7th at 7:30 p.m. Again, Hollywood Park itself is 3 miles east of LAX, kind of on West Century Boulevard in Prairie, kind of that quarter. And we'd love for everyone to come down and see Becoming Vera and the more than 100 other films we're screening over 7 days.
Wow.
And why that's scrolling. Terry, tell us who you are. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Terry Murray, and I've been with Brian since 2014. So been with Brian for 10 years now. I do all the red carpet interviews for Brian at most of the celebrity events. I am a fitness junkie enthusiast. I've competed in shows like MPC, Muscle Beach. I was Miss Bikini LA in 2016. So I love the world of fitness. I'm also an actress. I do a little bit of artwork. That's why they call me nonstop. And so I'm glad to be here with everybody today.
Hey, Dani, when it comes to also film festivals and you being an entrepreneur, it's also about, fitness and fashion too. When most people think of Brazilian music, Brazilian dancing, there's also that fashion elements to that too. And also talk about you being an entrepreneur.
Yes. Being Brazilian, we carry a lot. I think people expect you a lot for Brazilians, right? We have this kind of, it's not bad, but like a stereotype of Brazilians, hot girls, beautiful body, and you have to carry this on over. And we love to take care of bodies, like Terry. We love to work out, to dance, to look good. I believe you have this happy, positive attitude about life. Most of Brazilians I know, and we learned that in Brazil. Because of dancing, the music, the food makes all the environment so colorful, and also the carnival. So it's funny because people say, "Oh, Brazil," and they get this like carnival, soccer, right, and the Amazon. But we are a lot more than this. Today we can see that even though we have a crazy times right now with president and my president. I don't know if you guys are about that, but Brazilians are very conscious, body conscious, and fashionable. We love fashion. You love, look good, and feel good too. And you love to make people feel good. If you know any friends, you have Brazilian friends, you know how we like to take care of friends. Like you feed them, you give them food, and then you invite for your home. If you're in Brazil, I meet you today. Next day, you're in my house cooking with us and and eating. Right, Greg? You have been in Brazil. So Brazilians are like that. We are happy, really enthusiastic, and you love to connect and talk about life in general. Yeah, everything. And the film industry are really. I see a lot now more. You have 2 film festivals in LA, but I see a lot of more Brazilian movies being everywhere, right? And Oscars this year, we got some Oscar, and then also I see a lot of Brazilian movies in film festivals lately. So that is amazing how they are open doors, for the Brazilian film industry, and then also actors, directors, and everybody who comes together on the industry. So this is great. This is great, and Brazilians are really happy to be over here right now, be represented.
Brian, Dani also has something coming up on October 5th. Is that correct? Do you want to talk about that?
Yes. I would love to invite you all I have a studio, creation studios, that we have like a podcast and a rent for podcasters and filming, photography. And so this weekend on Sunday, October 5th, we're gonna host the Content Creator Day and pop-up market at the next to the building on the parking lot. You're gonna have food vendors, brands, people selling their stuff, and then we're doing this networking between content creators, artists, and the brands. So it's like a networking, like you're doing some, like actually action, right? Just not talking about you. It's gonna be a commute. It's like for the community. Also gonna have DJ all day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and live music, Brazilian band, dancers, open mic if you artists, you want to come and express yourself, your talent. And we're going to have a kids corner. Miss California teen will be there with us reading books for the kids. And it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope to see you guys. We're going to have a red carpet too. It's going to be a small one. It's going to be fun. So I want to invite everybody to come to the pop-up market October 5th.
And I was coming anyhow.
Oh. Is that in LA?
Yes, in Culver City. It's like 900 Venice Boulevard, Culver City, right there in downtown Culver City. And they're going to have Brazilian food, açaí, coxinha, no barbecue. We're going to have tons of things to eat and to have fun, to listen, to dance. It's just going to be a whole day for fun, for family and networking.
Hey, Greg, talk about your closing night. It's Clint Eastwood, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a rare find. So this is a very intimate portrait of Clint Eastwood, a living legend in cinema, by a friend of his who also happened to be a documentary film director. And so we get to see Clint Eastwood for almost 2 hours filmed at his ranch in Carmel. And he talks about his career, what motivated him, the high points, the low points. This film has only been screened once before, about 25 years ago. So we're bringing it back to LA audiences. And so this will be actually the first film festival screening ever. We're calling it a film festival premiere. It's just a wonderful film.
Carol, does that entice you to go?
It does. Very much so. Yes. If I didn't have anything else on my plate, I'd jump on a jet and be there in a moment.
Well, you can land just 3 miles away from the.
That's right. It's so close to LAX.
Well, you know, and the strange thing about that is that she was just here, so she's not kidding.
Yeah.
So and Dani, I'm definitely going to go to that because I want to check it out because you had me that Brazilian. So and that food, you know, yeah.
Yeah, I hope everybody's good. Carol, I know Carol, you won't be here next time. But Greg, please Brian and Terry, you guys must come.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, and Greg, please come and promote the film festival. It's gonna be on Sunday. So, just promote and tell everybody open mic to come to the Hollywood Park next day on the 6th. It's gonna be a great opportunity, and let me know more to share with everybody.
Well, thank you. Brazilian cinema really is having a moment now. It's won it won an Oscar. It won Berlin. It recently won a major award, The Secret Agent at Cannes.
Yes.
So it's really on fire right now.
Yes.
I was going to ask you about world cinema, why that's important, because it is important in most film festivals around the world too.
Yes. Yeah. So this year we have 2 foreign film series. One is our Latinx film series. We're defining that as Latin American filmmakers, not American filmmakers of Latin or Hispanic descent, but Latin American filmmakers, including Brazil. And then we also have a film series on MENA, Middle Eastern North African filmmakers.
Wow.
Hey, Greg, can you talk about the world of traditional media has changed? It's about podcasting now.
Yes.
And it's also about YouTubers now. When YouTube overtakes networks, what does that say to you as a former executive and people who work for Disney and Walt Disney and Warner Brothers?
Well, it's just amazing how quickly things have changed over the past few decades. It really is a different world. Although at the very basis of media, I think the elements remain the same. The power of persuasion. It's just the form of how to persuade someone has changed. From more legacy gatekeepers to more sort of participatory news media. Don't you think?
Yeah, it's much more open than it used to be. And that's nice because that's brought in a lot of elements that maybe would have been screened out before. If they were screened out, now you can take action and you can bring it to the forefront more on your own. And so I like that, actually.
Yeah, it's citizen journalism. And I always think that if Thomas Paine, the Revolutionary War hero, were alive today, he'd be an influencer on a social media platform. He was a pamphleteer during the Revolutionary War, and that was the equivalent back then. I think it's there's the downside too, because without gatekeepers, a lot of stuff goes through that perhaps shouldn't be published. But on the other hand, citizen journalism is really inspiring.
Well, what I think is neat about citizen journalism is that you can see so many different sides where the media is going to control you a little bit more, where there's not that control there, which I like, because I think we should be able to see all different angles and all different perspectives from different lenses, which that's what I really enjoy about, citizen journalism, as you said.
Right. Agreed, Terry.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg, talking about this, followed by Danny. American film market, that's changed. When all the dates of film festivals are changing and losing 5,000 screens, that's not good for films in general. It's not good for museums and music and lack of people reading books or even going to the library. Talk about why publicity is good, but also a lot of celebrities now, they are holding back. A lot of them didn't want to talk to traditional media, so now they can just talk about social media on their own with their own outlets.
Well, that's so true, Brian. Celebrities actually don't need the media anymore. They can talk directly to. And so, right. And so increasingly, it's increasingly the currency for celebrity artists, actors, musicians, is their followers. Right, that's the currency. So they're defined by how many people are following them on social media, and that's a whole new wrinkle.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's affecting everybody. I mean, it's affecting lawyers and doctors. What are your reviews? What are how many followers do you have? I mean, super interesting. But I think for me, based on what I'm seeing is media is still very necessary, very important part of what's happening, because here you are out there directing film festivals, and film festivals need coverage, and they need traditional red carpets. They need traditional media coverage and interviews. And there's still that element that we all like of that. We love seeing that, but it's just now, instead of flowing on the network news like it used to be, it's flowing through our feeds, and through reels. But it's different, but I still think it's very important.
Absolutely.
Hey, Greg, one of the other things I was talking about, Carol was just hitting on this. I was just coming back from Nashville Film Festival, where I don't like it when I'm the only one on the red carpet and there's one camera. I started noticing that when we were doing Hollywood Film Festival in 2014, we didn't have the budget to have Getty come out or anything like that. And then so people started taking, photos off of the cameras, which you see a lot of people doing now when they don't have press. What do you hope you guys do different when it comes to Hollywood Park Film Festival?
Yeah, well, fortunately, we have a great publicist, Nadine Jellison. So she is driving the efforts to get legacy media coverage, print, TV, radio, as well as social media. But we have a very large social media team made up of really bright college students who understand social media much better than I do. And so we've churned out lots of content over the last 6 months to create a buzz about the film festival. And so now it's upon us. That team then actually comes to the event itself and does more social media posts, kind of live events and live interviews and so on. So we're excited about the power of social media when it comes to a new event like ourselves.
So, Carol, we have to thank somebody. She just reached 1 million views. So she's doing Movie Reviews and More as a Million View Club, our friend Terry Marie.
Oh,
so Terry, talk about that, Clips, because that's an important thing, because now other people want to join that club, huh, Carol?
That's right.
Well, thanks, Brian. Well, it was, thanks to Heather's Gifting Suites, and being on the red carpet and interviewing celebrities has given me opportunity to, show my talents. And yeah, we hit 1 million views on my interview today. So that's exciting. That was my first 1 million view video, Brian. So, and it was great, to interview Svea. And I'm looking forward to my next 1 million view video, which should happen soon here, hopefully.
That's funny. Then that could happen. I just got to get Jimmy to put it up in Tennessee.
Yeah, very, very congratulations. That's huge.
Dani, we got a couple minutes left. Talk about your podcast. Who do you have on it? How do you get on it? And what makes you relevant?
Oh, nice. I love the question. That's amazing. My podcast, first of all, when I started talk about immigration, how to survive in America, being an immigrant, Brazilian. So on the first year, I had all Brazilians talk about how they came to America, all the troubles, how they succeed and what they do, what they did to overcome the challenge. And then it was based to help all the Brazilians who want to come to America or who do not know how is to live in America, the real life, not the fake one that people say, oh, I come here, make $1 million, I'll be a billionaire. No, the normal people, right? The work class people talk about their life. So that's really interesting for me, because I was watching pop podcast in Brazil and say, this is not true. No, that's not real. Come on, let's have real life, because I love real life. I love real stories. I'm not a filmmaker, but I love stories. And so the podcast was based for that direction. So then what happened was, I'm going to, I know a lot of celebrities, I know a lot of people on the Hollywood industry. So I started to have them come into the studio. I created creation studios for the podcast first, and then the entrepreneur business comes later on, because I have this space open. Why not rent? Why not create a business through my space? So the creation is just like something come from the podcast. And the podcast, my mission, it is now to be the voice of the people who they don't have a voice, so have opportunity, the story, the real story. That's my mission. And then to connect it and to do the networking and then to communicate. And my friend was telling me, oh, we want to please everybody. No. I wanted to be the connector. I wanted to make sure you can talk about your real story from yourself, not someone else's. It is create a narrative about your life and you. So that's my mission on the podcast.
I love that.
Thank you.
Love it.
I love that. I think it's so important to bring that up because, having been an immigrant and knowing what that's like, some of the systems, oh my goodness, it drives me crazy. So I'd love to, connect with you and talk about that because they can be so close, but so different.
Yes. Yeah. So if I can open at this moment, it's kind of funny because when I started a year ago, I didn't know we're gonna go through so much this year on immigration. So I feel like I was at the right time, right moment to create a platform to help people to talk, be heard. And I can talk from someone who cannot talk. They cannot express themselves. So to create this time now to I can talk over here. Okay, we love you. You have to be over here. Give us a chance to show our value. And it's very important.
I love that. giving people a voice.
Real quick, we got about 90 seconds left. Talk about Sunday again really quickly, unless we have this clip. If this clip is ready,
it's coming. Okay. Oh, it's coming.
All right, go ahead, Rebecca. Go ahead.
Sunday, come to pop-up market.
All right, real quick. That's from the National Film Festival, which was good. So the opening night premiere was Man on the Run. Paul McCartney after he leaves the Beatles and how he forms Wings and the trials and tribulations that he went through, his depression, and thinking that he's a terrible songwriter without John Lennon was very, very good film. Real quick, Danny, give you social media links for everybody, followed by Terry, then Carol.
Hi, guys. Follow me at Be Live with Dani Kelly podcast. We're going to have podcasts. We have 4 podcasts per month, like a weekly podcast. And also follow me on Creative Studios, the place that is not just a studio, but a hub for your content creation. And then follow us and leave a comment. I have also a YouTube page, Be Live with Dani Kelly. I have a channel over there, and it's coming along. I'm just a 1 year right now, and we're gonna have. I want to invite you guys to come to the pop-up market, Content Creator Day, October 5th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 9700 Venice Boulevard, Culver City 90232. You're gonna have live music, Brazilian music. You're gonna have open mic for artists, vendors, Brazilian food, açaí, churrasco, barbecue, everything. It's just coming for have fun.
Terry. Carol.
I'm at NeuroCoach Carol, Neuro, like neuroscience, NeuroCoach Carol on IG. You can just look me up under Carol Register, Facebook, IG, LinkedIn, and I'd love to chat with you.
And don't forget to come out to Hollywood Park Film Festival, which starts January 7th, goes to the 12th. January 7th to the 12th, the Hollywood Park. And they're setting it up for the Olympics in 2028, so it should be fun to do that. And opening night is becoming Vera. And again, thank everybody for coming out. Greg, I think he got slipped out, can't get back in. But the thing about it is, have a good night tonight, a better day tomorrow. You see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. I'm Brian Sebastian. This is Movie Reviews and More, and we'll see you next week.
Thank